I'm sitting down with head coach Mike Jones of the Lincoln football team. Coach, with the game last Saturday, your season's now over. When you look back at this season, how would you rate overall just the play of your team and how they improved from week to week?
Oh, well, you know what? We improved not even from week to week. We improved from our first season this season. The one thing that was good when we went to the conference meeting, every coach came up to me and was saying how much we had improved, and they thought we were moving in the right direction, which is good when you hear from your peers. But I thought we played. I thought we kind of peaked at the Fort Hays game. We kind of took a slide back the last couple games for whatever reason, and but I thought as a whole from the entire season we got better, and had a lot of young guys to play. So the future's bright.
Well, at the beginning of the season, when we sat down for a preseason interview, you said that when you looked at your goals for the season, you weren't going to necessarily define it in how many games you won, but you're going to define it as how well we played, especially in some of the tougher games on our schedule. Yeah. So overall, do you feel that this was a successful year for your team?
Well, I won't say successful because we didn't win enough games. I mean, successful for me is having a winning season. So I won't say that. Was it better? Yes. Were we a better football team than last year? Without a doubt. But we weren't successful in a lot of things we thought we could accomplish.
Well, it's announced today that O'Hara Fluellen was named All-MIAA first team, which is easily something that he deserved and a big step for the program. I know that we've talked about him a lot this year, but just overall, what has he meant to your program?
Best football player, without a doubt, in this program. Played extremely well for us, did everything we asked of him. He played special teams. He was our leading kick returner. When he wasn't returning them, he made devastating blocks. He played everything on defense. We needed him to cover the best receiver they had on their team. He did that and excelled at that. When we needed to block a kick, he led our teams in block kicks. He led a team in tackles, interceptions, pass defenses. It has a record for the longest touchdown in Lincoln University history as a wide receiver. So, he just did everything we asked of him. We wish him well. He's going to be someone that it's going to be hard to replace.
One thing that I noticed compared to last year was that your offense seemed to be doing a better job of moving the ball. They didn't always finish drives, but both in the running game and in the passing game, you had some explosive plays. You had some big gains. You had a couple drives where you scored in only 3 or 4 plays. So overall, what did you think of your offense this season?
You know what? It was a young offense. I mean, you look at our quarterback position. We got 2 guys that really only played combined 1 year of college football. We have a starting wide receiver in the middle of the season. That this time last year he's playing high school football. We have our leading receiver Maurice Woodard. Maurice was hurt most of the season last year. So this was his first year he played a full season, and he was 3 receptions or 4 receptions from breaking the all-time record. So a lot of guys played this year that hadn't played last year that stepped up and played better. Our offensive line played tremendously better. We ran the ball better. The quarterback play, like I said, we had so many quarterbacks last year for the injuries. This year we pretty much had 2. Jake playing most of the time and Louis coming in. So I think we had a little more stability, and because of that, we was able to move the ball better. But we still weren't as good as we needed to be in the red zone. We would move the ball from 20 to 20, and we get stuck in the red zone. So we have to correct that. Third down, we weren't good at all. Third down, we have got to get better. So there's some things that we did well. There's some things we didn't do well, and we got a lot of young players. And hopefully, they'll learn from this offseason that we'll be a better football team next year.
And your defense seemed to have an up and down year. Some games they were really, really good, like against Missouri Southern and Emporia State. After the first quarter, they didn't give up any touchdowns. Then you had some other games where, for whatever reason, there is some breakdowns. So how would you rate the play of the defense?
Well, you know what? Our defense was sporadic because we had almost 10 new faces. You look at who we had coming back. Johnny Patel flew, and that was about it. Reggie McMillan played a different position this year, so he moved from safety to the corner. We had 2 young guys. We had recruited a couple linebackers that came in, Tim Dunn and also Khalif. So we had a bunch of different guys up front. All we had was Cecil coming back. So you look at 3 guys coming back, trying to get these guys to jail. Then we had some injuries that hit us. So we move guys around, and because of that, after a couple games, you see we get better and better, then we have an injury. then we had to put someone else in. So, we got to work on our depth on defense. We got a lot of guys coming back. We're excited about it. Fortunately, we lose our best football player in Flu. Lose two great leaders in Johnny Butelis and Cecil Fries. And so, we're going to have those guys going to be hard to replace, but hopefully these young guys can step up and play well.
Well, you mentioned some of your seniors who are going to be leaving, and you talked a little bit how the experience that your starters got this year, which is going to be very valuable for next year.
Yeah.
But how about some players that maybe didn't start this year but played a lot? Some people who are going to be counted on next year to step into those starting roles. Who are some people that really stepped up? Who?
You know what? Well, we had a couple guys. Justin Ferguson, the young linebacker. We expect some great things out of him. He played a lot for us this year. Yeah, I think he had 2 interceptions. He ran one back for a touchdown. You look at Tim Dunn. Tim Dunn was a part-time starter. Kareem Joyner. Kareem got hurt as well, and Daniel Mandy, he got hurt. So, you're looking at those 3 guys at linebacker. We expect them guys to excel next year. At the defensive line, Gary Corello, he played a lot better for us this year. Then you had also a couple more defensive linemen played well for us. But we across the board, we had some young guys. Sam Manuel, that was a defensive back secondary guy, played well for us. DeVoyce, Mark, another guy. So we had a lot of guys that stepped up when their number was called. And then we can't forget about Kyrie Drain. Kyrie was out. After the first week, he was third in MIAA in reception. So, he's doing a great job in the offseason getting his shoulder back together. So we're excited about him as well.
And then finally, what's going to be your main focus this offseason?
Well, you know what? We had to get depth. Like I say, and this conference is it's a tough conference, physical conference. And as you saw, we lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 starters this year. Guys that started the season and didn't finish it. And our depth became a problem. We ended up with about 58 guys, which is higher than what we did. 15 more guys than we did last year, and I think part of it was because of the weight program. So this year we got to go out and recruit, bring in 95 guys for training camp. 95 solid guys are ready to go. Hopefully we can redshirt some of them, end up with about 60, 65 guys, and then play football from there.
All right, Coach. Thanks for all of your work this season.
Thank you.